A new country, a new challenge, and the same chaos coming to you live. Welcome to LIV Golf UK by JCB. Blind shots, big swings, and that island green, yeah, it doesn't forgive. Rahm's here to defend, Bryson's coming in hot, and Waco's feeling the heat. And with 3 events left, every stroke counts. The road to the title runs straight through Rochester. This is LIV Golf UK by JCB. Welcome to the Club 54 pre-round show. I'm your host, Christian Crosby, joined by 3-time PGA Tour winner and 4 Aces champion, Mr. Swagger himself, Pat Perez, and your favorite LIV Golf analyst, my best friend forever, Jerry Fultz. Welcome to the show, boys. Hey, Jerry, come on, get back over here.
Doing it this way. I can see all the excitement over here. It's fun.
We do have a lot of excitement here. We've had one of the toughest stretches this season, 3 countries in 3 weeks. Now we're here at a modern masterpiece, the JCB, which I'm truly excited about. Jon Rahm is defending from last year's title win, which should be exciting. It was his first one last year, could be his first one this year, but it's really about the boys from home, the Majestics. So I had to represent, guys. I got the Majestics arms merch going.
Of course you did.
You know, they sold out their activation last year. Looking behind us, it looks like they'll probably outdo themselves.
Yes. They made it twice the size, too, so it's going to get rowdy in there.
Fair enough, fair enough. How are we feeling, boys?
Feeling good. I'm feeling good. I tell you what, driving in here a few hours ago, the lines, before they opened the gates, the lines were massive to get in here. Traffic was even bad, believe it or not. I heard from a lot of people. So it's an exciting week. And the Majestics are going to be the focal point until they're not the focal point. Let's hope that lasts all the way through Sunday evening.
Before we dive into the competition, we had the 153rd Open last week. We had 19 of our LIV players in that Open. Let's reflect and take a look back. Here's how our guys finished. These are the finishers from the Open. Bryson DeChambeau at the top of that list finished 10th with a 9-under finish. Tyrrell Hatton, a guy we're going to talk a little bit about today, 16th. A great performance there. Dustin Johnson also showed out a little bit. Now let's talk a little more about Bryson DeChambeau. He was a top LIV performer at the Open. He had a pretty massive Open performance. His first round, he struggled for sure.
Yeah.
But then he was resilient. He almost caught up to Scotty at one point. It just seems like Bryson DeChambeau figures things out. What is it about his game where how he's able to do that?
Everything, really. I mean, the 78 was absolutely shocking to everybody. He knew it. But the way he plays, the way he thinks, he knew he wasn't out of it. He just said, I'm going to give it everything I have, and he did. I mean, what a turnaround to get himself back in the tournament. You know, just like Jerry said earlier, someone shoots 78 as a whole, doesn't make the cut in the Open, you know, going into Saturday. He showed how great of a player he is, and, you know, to finish 10th is really amazing.
Yeah, no, he had no business playing Saturday. Nobody else is playing Saturday after shooting 78 the first round. A lot of them are going to try and go out there and make a few birdies early, and if it doesn't happen, you know, try and accomplish something, try and feel good going in the next week. He went out there with one goal in mind. That was to play Saturday, and that was an amazing performance to be able to do that. He's an aggressive player, and in an Open championship or any major championship, that usually is not rewarded. And it wasn't rewarded the first round, but it was rewarded mightily the last 3, where he recorded the second lowest 54-hole total in Open championship history, which dates back to the 1890s.
Do you think Bryson's Open performance was a statement from him getting ahead of postseason?
I think it was a statement to the rest of people saying, yeah, I had a bad day, and you guys are lucky.
Yeah.
You guys are lucky I had a bad day.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Legion 13's Tyrrell Hatton, who finished 16th at the Open. He finished 2nd here last year, so the momentum is probably looking pretty good for him. Thoughts on how he performed at the Open?
No real surprise. He loves links golf. He's from here. You know, he's won the Dunhill 3 times. You know, it's no real surprise how he played. I'm sure he wanted to be more in contention to win, but, you know, he's got a lot of confidence. He's played well this year, played well last year. You know, he's almost a lock on the Ryder Cup, but obviously he wants to finish as strong as he can and even make a run at the individual title this year.
Even though he doesn't carry himself like it, he's one of the most consistent players there is. Ball striking, tee to green, he's extremely consistent. And he teased us for a while. We thought he was going to get up there with a chance to win yet again like he did the U.S. Open. Didn't quite have enough momentum behind him on Sunday to get there. But it was a good, solid week. I mean, it's a great week for most players. For him, it was a good, solid week.
We got to talk about co-captain of the Majestics, hometown hero, Lee Westwood. A back 929 is insane. What is going on with Lee? He's just still so good.
Well, he feels like his swing is where it used to be. He's covering the ball more beautifully than he has in a while, but more than anything, Pat, he's making putts.
He's making putts. He's kept himself in great shape. He's got great mind. You know, you cannot play that many Ryder Cups and win all these worldwide events without having a great mind. But he's just stayed consistent. The last 4 weeks, he is, he's shown it. Missed a 10-footer for 28, which would have been the record. But he's just in a great spot right now. He's got Helen on the bag. He's just in a comfortable spot all the way around, which is, that helps to giving yourself a clear mind to actually go out and play well.
Do you think if he gets hot off the tee again, he could sneak his way into contention this week, possibly? Jerry?
Well, Pat picked him. I know we're not supposed to reveal that.
You weren't supposed to reveal that, Jerry.
I like the way he's trending. I've got him to. I want him to win, but I think he's really going to have a good week.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a good week as well. I don't think he's going to beat Pooch, though, who was my pick, and I revealed that one, too, because I'll be gone by the time you guys do that.
You're killing me,
Jerry. There would be nobody upset here if Lee Westwood won.
No.
53 other players would be a little disappointed they didn't win, but extremely happy for him. It'd be amazing accomplishment.
Got about, what, 15,000+ people here?
Each day, yeah. It's going to be
Weather's
massive.
perfect, sun shines, warm. I mean, it's going to be awesome.
Day.
Yeah, typical English Midlands weather right here. Absolutely, yeah. We won't talk about the rain and the freezing temperatures we had earlier in the week.
Well, we'll get to that in a little bit, Jerry, but let's take a look at our big dogs from the individual standings. We have Jon Rahm, we have Joaquin Niemann leading the way, and our boy, Bryson DeChambeau, right into the mix. I'm looking at a guy at the top of this leaderboard, Joaquin Niemann, who had a pretty disappointing performance at the Open. We know he's our individual points leader, but what is his struggle here? Why is it hard for him to convert his success here at LIV Golf into the majors?
I've racked my head against it. I can't figure out what it is, because obviously he's won 7 times out here. He's been in this position last year. I can't understand what is going on. The only thing I really come up with in the majors for Waco is he's just not comfortable being there. I know he finished top 10 at the PGA, but that's also another course he's played a lot. We played at Quail Hall a lot on the PGA Tour. I just don't know what it is, because obviously he can play. He's a phenomenal ball striker. He's obviously a great putter. He's beaten these guys, a lot of the time. And he gets there, there's just something, it's mentally only. There's nothing else. There's nothing, he doesn't do anything different. It's just plain mental why he can't get over the hurdle of actually being in contention.
Even the guys who succeed on that stage where he's not succeeding right now, the major championships, they know he has the game to be able to contend and win them. And I think getting over that mental hurdle, if he does, and when he does. But if he does, it'll be more than one major, because then he'll feel as comfortable out there beating the guys that he beats out here, and he knows he can beat. But all these guys he's beating out here, they know they can beat those guys out there because they have before. So it's just a mental hurdle. And of course, for no reason, other than the fact that when you feel like you need to change something, the caddy's the first to go, and he made a caddy change this week.
Sure. Well, one thing's for sure, he's in the lead now. So hopefully he can keep that up here at LIV Golf.
Well, it could be a mirror image of last year where he was dominating all year long, and then
scary
it's almost it is scary how mirror image it's turning into from last year. But he can handle that by playing well these next 3 weeks.
Well, shall we talk about the marquee groupings of the day, Jerry?
I think we should talk about those marquee groupings.
Jerry, let's do it. Starting with our first group here. Jerry, talk to me nice. What's going on?
We got DJ, who had a very nice, his best major performance of the year at the Open Championship at Royal Portrush. Terrell Hatton, like I said, most consistent player, and probably about as much fun as you can have watching a golfer if you play golf and get frustrated by the game. And Bryson DeChambeau, who knows what he's going to bring. He has some confidence because of those final 3 rounds at the Open Championship. Not that he needs any more confidence, because the guy is literally playing the best golf of his life week in and week out.
Next group, we got Taylor Gooch, Jon Rahm, and Henrik Stenson. I mean, Taylor Gooch coming off that epic win in Spain, holding off everybody, losing it for a little bit, but then coming back and hitting that amazing forehand in the last hole to hold off Jon Rahm. Jon Rahm, obviously, is Jon Rahm. He's going to do what he does. I expect him to have another great week. The big question mark here is Henrik Stenson. I have not seen Henrik Stenson play with the capability that I've seen him play in the past, but that can come anytime. A guy like him, the way he hits it, the way he works, he's got a hometown crowd behind him. Hopefully they can, hopefully the Majestics get something going here.
Well, we're just moments away from the shotgun start. We're going to talk a little bit more about Jon Rahm, dive into the course a little bit. But first, we're going to toss it over to our very own Rachel Drummond out on the range live. Rachel, we know it's an English summer, which means there could be wind, there could be rain. The guys could even be preparing for some cold play. Rachel, over to you. Whoa, wait, Rachel. Whoa, wait a minute here.
Hey, Rachel, you're on camera.
Rachel, guys.
Rachel. Hey.
Unbelievable.
Hey.
I know I said cold play, Rachel, but I wasn't talking about that cold play.
I just
Rachel.
Unbelievable.
Rachel.
We'll let her gather herself together for a second. before we go back to Rachel. Unbelievable. What's
right.
going on? You never know what's going to happen on live TV, right?
I thought the world learned from this, already. Come on, Rachel.
I think she's got herself together. We'll toss it back over to you now. Rachel, are you good? Everything all right over there? Rachel.
I'm all flustered.
There you go. Okay.
I mean, I didn't know whether I should go on the front or the back. It was just a beautiful thing. Let's have a DJ. Lordie's back on the bag. DJ's brother's about to have a baby, so we've changed caddy. He's hitting beautiful fades there with Claude. Let's start moving. Guys, I'm so flustered. A, I'm not used to this heat in England. And B, wee man. God love him. Let's have a look at the fireballs. David Pooge playing some amazing golf. One of the best moves. Look at that hip action. Binky, look at that. It's beautiful. We're going to keep charging. I did a range segment with Ram. He's changed golf ball. He's hitting it 7 feet on average closer proximity, so that's unreal. Let's get our Brett Hatton. Let's move here. Keeps it very simple. Very straight ball flight. There's someone I want to see down here. Where's my man? I can see Paddy McGuinness. He's my favourite comedian in the UK. Paddy, how you doing?
Nice. Good to see you. Okay, you all right?
Really good. I hear you're injured. How's the hoof? You haven't been able to play golf?
Yeah, well, I've had a month off. I had a broken toe. And I went out for the first time yesterday and managed 9, so it's getting there. It's getting. But I am, what an event this is. The sun's out, music's on. We're right here. I'm with the South African lads purely because I've been told they're doing a barbecue. So that's the only reason I'm here.
You're going to the bride. Actually, I want to grab this man with you quickly. Gracie, what a result last week in Valderrama. Talk me through it quickly. How good to know that you're in the lock zone?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously needed. I felt the momentum was turning my way probably from Mexico onwards, a little bit pretty bad career, but since then I've been playing some good golf, giving myself some chances, and it was nice going to a place where I knew it's going to be tough. You knew you had to play good golf, and I felt, like I said, the momentum was with me, and I just needed to grind it out and see what can happen, and it was really good to finish top 5.
Good man. Paddy, do you want to reach? Come on. I can't stand on your toe.
I'll pretend I'll...
Polt's your boy.
I'll sort of sidewalk and pretend I'm doing something around here.
Come on. Right, I want to grab Polt's. Oh, is this Harry? Henry. Nice to meet you, Henry. Now, I hear something very special. The Majestics have helped over 40,000 pupils with the little sticks. And I hear there's something special about to happen. Polt's, what we got?
Henry, good to see you again. You all right?
Yeah, good.
Good. Well, since as you did amazing design, even though he's a Tottenham fan, I'm an Arsenal fan, that's totally fine. He created an amazing design on the bottom of my golf bag, which I've carried all year. We've gone and created a mini one for you, and I'm going to sign it.
He's a man of the people, Polt's. How special is this?
Very special.
There's his design. Golf, cars, Arsenal. That's your little pen pot. Hope you enjoy it.
Well done, Polt's. Play well today. It's amazing to see what the Majestics are doing. Great initiative. Back to you guys.
I'm a designer as well. I might go over and try that one.
It's absolutely never a dull moment with Rachel drumming on that range. Great job. And there's Ian Poulter, man, a man of the people. And the kids seem to love him too. So great work from the Majestics here, doing so many great things here at home. All right, let's talk a little bit about the JCB. It is not your average setup. There is machinery everywhere. There's water hazards. There's even elevation changes. Pat, as someone who's played here, could you break down what makes JCB so different and so special?
Well, it's really a second shot course. Off the tee is not too bad. You got a couple blind shots, but these guys know where they're going now. But the second shot, the greens have so much undulation in them. If you're in the wrong spot, you're going to get farther away from the hole. You got a huge breaking putt from 30 to 60 feet, sometimes 90 feet, like on the 13th hole. you really got to be in position. The rough is penal, you know, it's long enough, but it doesn't have that real flyer. The greens are soft right now, so they will hold. But really a second shot course. Off the tee is not too bad. You're going to see guys, you know, a little bit farther than the other, but you know, again, second shot course.
It got really good reviews from the players last year, except for a few spots here and there that they considered a little too quirky. And what they do in the offseason, they changed all those spots. They've made a ton of improvements to the course, and they'll listen to them again after this year, if by chance we're coming back next year, and do the same until they get it exactly like the players like, yet still challenging for the best golfers in the world.
I think the problem here is you guys play so well out here, we can't tell how difficult it is. Everyone's talking about that 17th hole, the island green. How difficult
awesome.
is that?
It's
Pat?
an awesome hole. I hope they use that back left pin this year, because they didn't use it last year. They used 2 in the right bowl, which, you know, you're going to see some, if you get that back left pin, you really see some action on Sunday.
Wow.
Is it 7-iron down the hill?
Yeah, 7 to 6, depending on the wind.
It's not a hard hole.
Today's downwind, so it won't be too bad.
Got your name on your bag.
Last question about the course. I know we have condition changes maybe this week. Do you think that'll be a big effect on the course?
No, it's going to be warmer today, get cooler as the week goes on, but no rain, we say. So we'll see what happens. Great conditions for golf, though.
All right, I have some unfortunate news, Jerry.
It's our favorite time of the show.
Unfortunately, you have to
Mine
go
too.
That's so mean, Jerry. We love you here.
See ya. I'm out.
Jerry's got to get out of here and head over to the main show.
Please.
I love how he just decides to walk off midway through the show. All right, we're going to toss it now over to Swan Hang and the breakdown. She had some time to catch up with Patrick Reed coming out of his LIV Golf Dallas individual title win. Take a look.
If you were to have one word to describe that win in Dallas, what would be that word?
Finally.
I like it.
I mean, ever since I jumped over to be a part of LIV, I mean, I've been on podium and inside top 5 a ton, top 10s as well. I just haven't gotten on that top spot. And so to finally get it done, you know, not just only my first LIV event, but also first time winning in my home state.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of finalies on that one. So,
finally,
yeah.
I like that.
So finally.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so we're here at the front of the green on 3. This is
Correct.
Your second shot to this point. This week at JCB, a lot of tight lies. Greens are very undulating, a lot of runoffs. I can't think of more of a short game wizard than you, honestly. Top 5 in strokes gains around the green, top 5 in scrambling. It's been a consistently impressive part of your game throughout your career. So talk us through this. Break it down for us from what do you see when you get to this ball to what you're trying to actually do with this shot.
Well, first thing I see is it's even tighter because it's on a little bit of a bare spot.
I didn't put it there, you did.
I know, I mean, but no, it's one of these shots that you have to evaluate everything. So you see that the lie's a little tighter, so it's going to be hard to get the ball really high in the air. And the green's you're hitting kind of into an upslope, but then it's going to break hard left to right. And so that being said, kind of my first glance, just kind of looking at it, is obviously when you get tight lies, you have to really get good contact. It has to have clean, crisp contacts. If not, you lose all control over the golf ball. And for me, I've always just kind of, when I'm seeing a shot like this, I see kind of a medium height one that lands just barely on the green, and it'll kind of take a skip, check, and kind of trickle out to the right.
Yeah.
And I like to see my shots the last half of it, because then that allows me to kind of get in here and focus more on the target rather than sit here and focus on technique.
Okay. All right. Let's put a little pressure on you.
All right.
Tight lie.
I think Kessler put it in this spot.
I think he could give it a little kick. So contact is key. So you're trying to land this basically
just on the green.
Just on the green, okay.
I mean, a foot to 4 feet on the green.
So now with setup, with your club face, like, do you do anything specifically different?
So with this one, because ball's below feet and sitting down, I'll kind of get a little bit more on the left side and really just try to keep the lower body really stable so I can make sure I get the ball first. Because when ball's below feet, it's very easy for guys to kind of try to go down to it, and that's where they catch it heavy.
Okay.
And so for me, just kind of make sure the lower body stays really still, kind of get a little wider on my stance so then I can feel like I lower myself without having to try to feel like I bend over more.
Okay. My prediction is that this is going to be inside 4 feet.
Man, you have a lot of confidence on me.
Listen, you're like a magician around the greens. So that came up probably about a yard short.
Yeah, it landed a
of what you
little
wanted.
short. Contact actually wasn't too bad. Because of that lie, I knew I was gonna have to go down into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Now if the ball was sitting kind of here or it's sitting a little up, that's then when you get that kind of shallow, kind of clippy look.
Yep.
But all depending on lie, it's all about, you know, making sure you get ball first. So with going wider, getting more left and kind of make sure the lower body stays still, the club's gonna work more down into it. And that's why, like with my wedge, it has very little bounce but wide.
And you grind it, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So with it being wide and low bounce, I'm able to kind of go down into it and feel like I can get the center ball down first, and then the club will bounce off out of it.
And this is a shot you just have to practice. It's not one that you can just show up and have confidence to do it and execute it.
But yeah, I mean, that's one thing with short game. There are no shortcuts. You have to practice it. You have to put in the time, because if once you put in the time, then shots become easier. But if you're not putting in the time, the strike gets inconsistent, flight gets inconsistent, and now all of a sudden you leave yourself a lot of 12, 15 footers rather than, you know, 3, 4, 5 feet. Well,
you're a guy that puts in a lot of time. Trust me. Patrick Reed, thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure to walk the fairways with you. Play well this week.
Thanks.
All right, see ya.
Great job, Sue-Ann Hang, with the breakdown. Honorable mention, Patrick Reed. We talk about the big three, but he's actually in fourth after that LIV Dallas title win. It's got to be good for you to see your boy get it done like that.
That's our little gremlin. I love him.
Little gremlin is crazy, bro. I'm telling him you said that.
That's what we call him.
Oh, I love that.
That's what Peter Uline called it. He started like he's looking at a little gremlin. That's our boy.
We learn something new every day from you, Pat. Can we talk about John Rahm, your other boy?
Yeah.
Is there a nickname you call John at all?
Can't tell you.
Okay, fair enough. He had a 6-under final round surge to solo second in Andalusia. Now he's back to defend his title here, title win of 2024. How important are these last three tournaments for John Rahm?
They're massive, and he knows that. You know, coming off a good, well, not really a good British Open, but he knows he's in the same position as he was last year, and he knows that Waco knows that as well. Yeah. And John hasn't won yet, and he's still right on the heels of Waco. So I'm expecting 3 big weeks out of him to close it out. I think John's going to win in the end like last year. I just don't know where Waco's at this point. And, you know, that it's really a mind game. As far as I'm concerned, you know, Bryson has to probably win to catch either one of these guys. And then also they'd have to play not so well. So I don't know. John, I've got him to win. I know the way he thinks. He's so excited to be in this position again, but he wants to win.
You're going with John. I know you said Bryson needs to win. We talk a lot about John Rahm versus Joaquin Niemann head-to-head. But should John actually be a little more worried about Bryson DeChambeau as we head into the home stretch, considering Bryson is such a resilient and clutch player?
He really is, and Bryson couldn't have any more confidence if he had to. I mean, but again, this guy, it's so hard to bet against John Rahm. And I know he hasn't won yet, but it's just so hard to beat. I mean, this guy's second, he hasn't won yet, you know, and everybody else has won around him. So when he gets it together, you know, John can win by 6 or 7. He actually, you know, he loves this place. So he's excited about playing. I had dinner with him last night. He's excited about trying to contend and you know, win again. He's just one of these guys you can't, you know, you just can't bet against. But again, all three of them are such phenomenal players. They've had such a good year. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
It's definitely going to be interesting
awesome.
to see what happens next. All right, we're going to dive into some more conversation, but first, we're going to toss it over to 5 Under with Annabelle Angel. She's got 5 fun facts to get us ready for LIV Golf UK. Take a look.
Welcome to your 5 Under for day 1 at the JCB Golf and Country Club right here in the glorious United Kingdom. These are 5 things to know ahead of today's play. If you're wondering, yes, it's that JCB, one of the world's top manufacturers of construction equipment. Their giant yellow and black machines are sprinkled all over the golf course. We're expecting a record 40,000 fans to join the 54 top golfers here. The scenic course will be one of the lowest scoring of the season, with a projected winning score of -14. Lee Westwood heads into his home event in the middle of a real resurgence in form and performance. He was at the top end of the leaderboard all week at the Open, and on Saturday was only the 2nd person in history to shoot 29 on the back 9. The Majestics GC are the home team this week, but Legion are the team to beat. They won the last LIV event in Spain and also won here at JCB in 2024. They currently sit first in the team standings. Home favourite Ian Poulter is currently inside the relegation zone. There's been a dramatic drop-off in ball striking and putting. Poulter will need to dig deep to qualify for the 2026 season. The table is set for a dramatic tournament, so put the kettle on, sit back and enjoy the golf.
Some golfers are fighting for more than just a win this week. Let's check in with Dom Boulay and Suan Hang about the other plot line to watch out for at JCB.
Dom, there's a whole other story under the surface of the competition this week. There are going to be players who will be fighting for their careers with 3 individual events, and one of those names is Andy Ogletree. Now, he played really well last year, was leading after 14 holes into the final round, where he then crumbled a little bit. Now, he's going to need a top 15 to secure his spot into the open zone to not be relegated. What about you, Dom? What do you think?
Well, another guy in a precarious position is Ian Poulter, who dropped into the relegation zone after Valderrama. He's got 4.5 points, and we're predicting that 6 points is enough. So that's a top 20 finish. He'll get a 1.5 points. He gets out of the relegation zone. Look at the support he's going to have today. We're playing in Britain. Massive crowds here. Ian Poulter will be driven by those guys. He'll be inspired by the crowd. I think he's going to get it done this week.
A lot of action to look out for in the lock, open, and drop zone. I love when it gets down to the home stretch. That's when it gets real serious. Let's take a look at our season standings, Pat, and let's talk about it a little bit as we pull up this list. It's really interesting how many people could possibly finish strong and potentially maybe have some chance of getting that top 3, right?
Yeah,
again, even at the top, John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, again, I've got the top 3 winning. This is the sections I like really here. This is 22 to 30, because none of these guys are really safe right now. I don't know exactly what the point total is going to be, but from Terrell all the way down to 30, this is the real important position for these guys. Harold's right there, Thomas is there. I love this part of the leaderboard.
All right, now even though you blew your cover already, Pat,
Jerry
and
did,
so
not
did
me.
Well, Jerry started it, and then you just rolled with it. But we're still going to talk about our expert picks. We asked our entire broadcast crew which team and which individual did we think was going to win this week. We had a lot of fun with it, Pat. We're going to talk about all of them. We'll get to yours in a second. Here is a list from our entire squad. If you look to the right, wow. A lot of people are going for Legion 13 and Terrell Hatton this week. David also went with Fireballs GC, but he went with Hatton. You got Jerry going for Cleeks and David Pouge, who he blew that already. Suan with the Crushers and Bryson DeChambeau. Pat, what an interesting selection here.
I'm tired of being like everybody else. I'm going to be different.
Wow.
But I'm actually pulling for them so bad because, the Majestics are good friends of mine. They've been for 20-something years. What a song, by the way. I want Westy to win. I want the Majestics to come out of this hole. I want them to play. They put so much into this event that I want them to be able to deliver for their hometown fans.
Have you had any words with Lee Westwood this week, or maybe last week?
Yeah, he gave us a bunch of spots to go to. We were in London last week hanging out. Lee's awesome. I mean, I've played with him since 2002. I mean, he's just a phenomenal guy, and he's excited about the way he's playing, and he wants to, win. And I know the team, the team has put in so much, like I said, up in this deal. They want to give these fans. They would be such a celebration if they won. That Majestic might blow up over there if they won on Sunday. I'm telling you.
I went with John Rahm for the individual and Crushers GC for the team this week. How do you grade my?
I do. I mean, the Crushers obviously, the Crushers and Legion are probably going to be there in the end. I'm just going for something different.
Well, thank you guys for joining us here on the Club 54 pre-round show. Next up is the shotgun start for our main coverage with our broadcast team, and then of course it's back to us. Peace.